pace.
That being said, how does one, and I hear you, with, the fact that, when we look at the highest, countries with highest CO2 emissions, they're coming from these developed countries who have used this fossil fuel for a very long time. And Africa is just trying to get, trying to make progress in that regard. But at the same time, how do we balance this conversation against climate change? We're seeing the rapid degradation of the environment. We're already seeing the signs of climate change, how, it's impacting on, the Sahel region, for instance. We're seeing desertification and all of that impact on Africa, which has the lowest, which is the lowest contributor. So how do we balance that argument? If we want to go ahead and not have a target and say perhaps when we feel that we're ready, then we'll begin to put pen to paper and come up with some kind of a plan. But at the same time, climate change is not waiting for anybody. It's happening already.
Okay, that's a very good question. And you already alluded to some of the answers. The West, China, the US produce 4 times the emission of many African countries, even the most industrialized African countries. You would find China's doing 4 times that. Let's start with the West. Let them reduce more aggressively the emissions than we would or than we should. With time, we will join that bandwagon. And I say this because we still require industrialization. We need to forge a delicate balance between poverty, providing jobs for our people. Poverty even kills more people than climate change. So we will join, and that's why we are moving gradually towards gas. This year up to 2030, that dark decade has been declared the decade of gas in Nigeria. So gas is clean now. That's one point. Another point is everyone is looking more and more at technology that can reduce emissions. There's carbon capture, there's carbon capture, there's carbon sequestration, there's all sorts of technology. I think for now, what Africa should do is to do more of those. Africa should invest in clean technology. Africa should invest in capturing more carbons rather than phasing out immediately or working so aggressively to phase out hydrocarbons. Because even with our hydrocarbons, there's a lot of poverty in the land. There's a lot of energy insecurity despite our oil and gas resources. And this is the time we are beginning to invest, like the Ajaokuta, Kaduna, Kano, the Urban 3. A lot of infrastructure is going on. So I would say let the West start, do much more than they currently are doing, and then we will join them. We don't need to necessarily move at the same pace.